Hey everyone, it's Synth Designer back again with another video. Today we're going to talk about how you can create kind of a lead up to a drop, or even how to create tension in a song. So these principles are really going to work for any style of music in electronic music, especially for EDM, but like any type of electronic music, these principles will really work for as well. The reason being is these are a lot of techniques that a lot of famous producers use, and they just are great at creating tension in a song and kind of creating a build-up. So I really want to show you a few tricks here on how to do that. And of course, you can use white noise and those types of tricks, but I think we're getting to a point where white noise is getting phased out a little bit in different types of music. I know that, of course, it's never going to go away because it's a great, easy way of creating that tension and kind of that build up and hype to it. However, if you listen to a lot of like popular producers these days, especially someone like Fred again, they really use white noise sparingly in some songs and they create tension in some different ways. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Just before I start, be sure to like and subscribe if you like this content, and comment below if you want to see something else, anything else at all, whether it's expanding further on this type of topic, some of the sounds I created in this video, or anything at all. Go to synthdesigner.com as well, and you can download a whole bunch of presets there for free for Serum and Vital. No signups required. Of course, I accept donations, and you can sign up for my Patreon page where I give away some presets early for a lot of my patrons. It's just kind of like a little perk, and it's only a couple dollars a month, and it really helps me out. But anyway, let's just get right into this. So there's a few techniques here that I use to kind of create this build up. I'll play the song in a minute. We're only going to focus on this part of the song. I'm not going to play this. This is kind of a work in progress, and who knows where it's going to end up. But I kind of wanted to create some tension and some drama leading up to kind of this drop area. I don't know exactly how it's going to all come together, but I want to show you some of the techniques I use to create this tension. So as you can see here, we have a lot of automation, and this is the number one thing here that you want to think about. How do I automate to get to that tension rather than just using like big white noise sweeps or something like that? So I have a few things I did here. Number one, the drums are up here, so I automated the drums. I automated the band or the high pass filter. As we can see here, if we go into the kick, which was right here, you can see here I have this low pass here that is actually opening up as it kind of goes through the song. And I also have the hats opening up as well. So I have the same kind of principle going, and we'll hear that in a moment. The piano you don't have to pay attention to because it doesn't come into play here. The pad here, I have a little bit of a pumping effect at the very end. I also have the bass pumping, but that's in the second section. And then I have the bass filter. Again, let's check out how I did the bass here. So I have the sub here, and that's the bass itself. It's kind of a respace. And I actually have the filter coming open through Serum. So it's the same principle, but it's just through Serum rather than a third-party plugin. And then I have the low pass again on the Plux, and we'll see how that all comes together. So why don't we just play this section, and then we'll talk about the further kind of development of it and how we can open up things. Okay, so as you can hear, it's really kind of opening up and it's producing that energy. And that energy is coming through in a few ways here. And I want to kind of talk about how I did this. Rather than having that white noise build up, you can feel the tension building already without any of that white noise or anything like that. A couple things here. So with the kick and the hat filter, very simply, I just opened up that filter. If you come in completely without this filter, here's how it would sound. I'm just going to turn off parametric EQ here, and then I'm going to turn off here as well. So you can hear it's really, really abrasive right off the start. And there's nowhere to go, right? It's just kind of like in your face right away. And that's not what I want. Rather, I can filter it and kind of just gradually bring in that hi-hat here. So you can hear that those drums are building just on their own there as well. The bass is basically the same same principle here, and we're using a lot of these filter cutoffs to kind of create that tension, right? Rather than having everything come in just right in your face, the bass is a little bit different because it's kind of a subby sound anyway. But if we were to take off the filter here again as well, so this is for pattern, so it's with pattern 7. And if we were to look at the bass here, you can see that kickstart is on here, or sorry, it's off in this section, but we have the filter of this section here. Let's just take a look at these two sections, or these two elements together, and let's see how this filter opens up in Serum itself. It's kind of a subby sound, so it's not as dramatic in terms of opening up the filter, but you can still hear. It's adding that brightness slowly. If I had kickstart off as well here. So it's really building up here. So you can hear those are just another element there. Really, there's a lot of elements that are based on this kind of filter expansion, right? The filter cut off coming open. In this last example, we have pattern 11, this plucky kind of sound. And as you can hear, again, we are opening up this kind of filter here, this envelope filter that is being modulated here. So at the beginning, it kind of sounds like this. And then towards the end. And I should add as well, oftentimes when you're opening up these filters, it not only opens up kind of the higher frequencies, but what that kind of provides is an energy in itself, because it's a perceived loudness aspect to it as well. So there's the perceived loudness that comes through here, as well as actual loudness. So you're getting a lot more energy from just kind of volume and decibel level and kind of that opening up of the frequency. So all of that is adding to the kind of opening up and the added energy. Let's just compare one more time from this beginning area to this end of this part. So we have no drums here at all. And then we have kind of filtered sounds. Then by the end of it, we'll have some drums, and all these parts are going to be opened up as well. And just to add a little bit more of a spice here as well, I did add this kickstart in here. So you'll hear just this pad. Just that little bit at the end, I could even up it a little bit just to make it a little bit more dramatic, but you can feel like that pumping effect from kickstart as well is going to give it a little bit extra energy, and you can feel it coming through. So just that little bit of extra kind of like, you feel something like is building as well there. So that's just another little technique that you can use to kind of complete that extra energy. So just to review to what we did here is kind of open up the filters. We introduced the drums slowly and kind of opened those up as well. Then we added that kind of pumping effect as well here. All these elements here grouped together, they sometimes are a little bit subtle, but as the song kind of progresses, you could really feel it kind of opening it up again, and it just starts to add more and more energy leading into something. And of course, there are ways of upping it even more, but from there, you have a real good kind of basis towards your drop. So let me know down in the comments if you felt like this was a good, helpful video. Let me know what else you'd like to see. If you want me to break down some of these sounds, I'll be happy to do that as well. So I'll see you all next time.